Hello, welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to make something similar to this by converting a 2D text into a 3D object and creating a material and making something similar to this. So it's going to be a 3D text that you can edit and alter and do whatever you want, different colors and stuff. You can see I have little different textures here and I have a wireframe on it and it's colorless, and I did this little gradient background type thing. So first you're going to need a 2D image, and GIMP is free, so this is what I use to just make a really kind of artistic text. You know, because fonts can be really, you have to, for one, you have to be able to find a free font, or you need to be able to get a font somehow, and then even then they can be kind of cliche, and this is a way to make more artistic stuff. So I'm just drawing with my mouse. I do have a mouse pad where I can, or a drawing pad where I can just draw on stuff, or 2D stuff, but I'm just gonna kind of I'm gonna keep it really simple. And another thing I wanted to mention is this is the first tutorial I ever made, so I apologize if you can't really hear my voice too well, or if there's different problems with it. Um, so this is the first one I ever made. I just figured I'd make this and see maybe if people enjoyed it, or you know, who knows? Maybe I'll make some more. I'm just keeping it really simple, And you can do some fancy stuff, and maybe I should have done. Oh, maybe I should. Oh shit. Maybe I should have done more. I don't know why it's not. Okay, maybe I should have did a more artsy type text. But, anyways, that's kind of the simple one. I can show you. I can't. Oh, this is the one I sketched out for this. This is the original. This is like the 2D text I used for this. For the one I showed you for this. That's the conversion. This. Okay. So you go in here. What I'm going to do is just add a plane, go into edit mode, scale it up. And you're actually going to want to subdivide it a lot. And you right click. I don't know how to turn on the mouse commands or whatever. But yeah, you just right click and subdivide it. Select all with A. Or whatever your stuff is. I don't know. People like to have different. See, it can kind of run slow when you start subdividing it. But see, you get it like that. You could also do less and then smooth it out later with a smooth modifier, or also there's this smooth. Well, I'll show you this in a minute, but come out of edit mode, and it's probably gonna be, some people probably know what I was gonna do anyways, but oops, get out of edit mode. But yeah, you just go over here. You just want to do a displacement. It's pretty straightforward. You just do displacement, and then you just you add it. Go to open, desktop. Choose the thing, and see it's all checkered. But see how it's displacing, and then you just I forget where the, oh yeah. So here's repeat. Oops. So you just want to go to I think it's extend. Yes, extend. So here's what you're gonna do. So I got this right, and it's displaced the text like that. And you can do this with anything that you draw too. You can draw, so you can draw like a face. You can actually take a photo of yourself, and if you subdivide it and you put the photo. I've done this before. I can show you that too. But you can take your face and displace it on this. And you can take a drawing. Here's something cool I did. I'm just going to explain this. I took a drawing that I did, and I displaced it on here, and I did it like a metal material, and I made like this little plaque thing. So And I know you can turn images into 3D. You can photo scan people and all this stuff. But this is just kind of a simple way of doing just some cool stuff. Um, you might, and I'm pretty sure you can take just a photo and turn it into like more three dimensional. But I can't remember. I watched a tutorial on it, but anyways, I'll get more into this. So what you want to do is just go back into edit mode, and your computer might, depending on how much you subdivide it, oh yeah, you have to apply it. Depending on how much you subdivide it, it might run slow. But yeah, you want to apply it. So now it's permanently. So now when I go into edit mode, right, it's going to be displaced. Now you just want to go into wireframe mode, and then see, yeah, you can select the vertices through it, and you just press B because B is box select. So you go through and you just select all the stuff up here because you just want this for now. So you hit X or whatever, delete vertices, and see, depending on what happens, what you delete, you might have some missing parts in here or whatever. I mean, you can also go up here and select faces and delete the faces. You can delete the edges. So you can kind of figure that out, what you're going to delete, but then you just get the rest of it. Basically, you just want to like all this stuff. I mean, I'm not going to really clean it up too much, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to show you the fast version of this, which I could probably make even faster tutorial. But anyway, you just extrude. Oh, it didn't show this because you have to click on it. In the other version, you didn't have to do that. Click on it, but so I'll move down, see, and then you got this, and this is we go out of wireframe. You can see it's 3-dimensional, but it can have problems with the UV mapping on the sides. But anyways, so this is one thing you can do that I'll show you. If you select all, right, and it can kind of have some edges like this, but if you so what you want to do, this is just a thing you can do, is subdivide it. So subdivide, and see, you have less vertices now because it's not the whole plane. So you subdivide it, right, and then I go to search. I don't know where to find this command, but go to smooth vertices, right, and so when you smooth these, and it might run slow, but see, you're smoothing it, see, so it can kind of take away. So that's one way to kind of take away some of these edges here. Oh, I kind of pumped it up too much. Yeah, I pumped it up way too much. It's crashing. No. Okay, it stopped crashing. But I'm going to leave it on 1. That's one technique to smoothing these. I mean, it depends on what you want to do, because you can do little edits here. Okay, so here's one thing you could do, right? How to edit it. You can go to Decimate, and you can take down the faces on it, right? See? So then when you go, well, shit, you would have to apply it. So when you apply it, right, you go in here, there's less vertices. So you can edit it. Like, you can go to face mode, and you can edit this. You have more flexibility, right? So that's one thing you can do. And also, I mean, obviously, you can just build text like from scratch. I mean, obviously, I mean that's you know, you don't even need to really use an image. But I mean, using 2D, I mean, you can really do some cool stuff with it. Because you can draw it. But also, I think you can also draw right on here, and it will draw the 3D object. So you can do that too. So I mean, I don't know. I never learned how to do that. I'm sure there's a tutorial. I know you can do that. But anyways, there's that. But also, so you can use the modifiers and stuff. You can use decimate. You can use smooth. It sometimes it doesn't really smooth, but you might want to put like a subdivide. Right click, shade smooth. So there's that. But see, also another thing you can do, and you might want to subdivide it before you do it, but go into sculpt mode. You can go into sculpt mode if you know how to sculpt. You can go watch tutorials on this, but you can, you know, just you might want to turn on dynamic topology, but you know, you can just it kind of can get finicky or really sensitive if it's really thin. But that's another subject on sculpting. So I mean, you'd have to go learn stuff. This isn't really a sculpting tutorial, but you know, you can do sculpting stuff. I'm just showing you some effects that you can do. So anyway, you got this text, right? And maybe it looks cooler than this one because I put more effort into the other one, or I was kind of going for a. I was actually making that for my gaming channel, but you can set up your own lighting and stuff. And I'm just kind of throwing in a sun lamp because I don't really care. Or you know, I'm just trying to keep it simple, and I'm probably taking too long just explaining that I'm keeping it simple. But anyways, you know, just create. I'm gonna show you how to make this material. Just go to material. When I'm making materials, I usually pull over a window, and then I go. Oh, not sculpt mode. Go over to the shader editor. You know, and then you know, I see a lot of texts and stuff and logos and stuff with the you know the 3D stuff. A lot of them are metal, so I try to make the metal. Now I will note that you can get this really shiny. I've seen this really shiny effect, and it looks really cool, which I've been trying to mimic, but I can't really get it right, even if just by tweaking the roughness and the metal. And I think it has to do with the reflections and the lighting, and you might have to upload an image into the reflections into the background by going here and editing the shader here. Now that's one thing you can do. Now I don't know if you're experienced or not, but yeah, you just want to add a color ramp. I'm just showing you that you know you might not already know how to do this, so I mean, if you already know how to make the shader and stuff, or how I sort of creatively designed it, then I mean, I would say it's pretty much over for you. Then, you know, the tutorial might be over for you. But Vroni, you know, and you just have all these textures, you know, and you can just make just whatever you want, really. I mean, this is just mixing color here. When you add a color ramp, you can mix the color, and when you know you slide it over, darker, lighter, and it makes these different textures. And it is a metal texture, so I mean you can just do anything you want, really. If you want a cloth, you would do sheen, and you know you can just do all this different stuff. I'm not really an expert on nodes and all this because I've actually struggled with getting the right materials with things I've made, but it's part of the learning process, you know. But anyways, for the bump, you know, you add a bump. I'm just gonna show you. You want to be in cycles. Cycles. You want to be in cycles for this. I don't even know if they changed it, but I'm just showing you the simple version. So when you plug this into the bump, it just kind of creates some bump here, you know. And you might not want it to be that, like the detail to be that small, because it can be kind of not. But you know, and then you can also plug this in here. Maybe you don't know. Maybe I'm explaining stuff you don't understand. But roughness, and that will control the roughness. One thing I've kind of noticed is it can kind of be difficult to get the right roughness. But see, now it looks like this. This is just completely random. I just threw some stuff together. But here's the thing I was talking about. If you want to do cycles, press B to box select, Shift D, duplicate. You don't want this. And then mix shader. I'm taking too long with this tutorial. I should have did a speedy tutorial like that one guy who does the speedy tutorials, and it's like a very simple tutorial, and it's really fast. It's like a minute. I should have did that. I should do a speedy tutorial. But anyways, you want to get you need another color ramp. My best friend, which I wish I had a better. Let's see, and then geometry, pointiness, And depending on the geometry of your object, this is going to vary results. But see, it's the same material now. But see, you can go down to this and edit it, to make it look different. Maybe bring the color. I mean, I don't know. Just maybe throw in some blue here. Just whatever you want to do. Blue and red. You know, I'm kind of doing this so I can see it, but see, here's the roughness where it's gonna. I think it's actually popping up on multiple sides of it. It's supposed to be on the edges, but it's. But see how it's kind of mixing them. But if you turn out the roughness, maybe turn that up. Oh, it's actually okay. So these have to be reversed for the blue to be on the out. See how it does that? So now the blue is on the outside, and you have to kind of. You might not already know how to do this, but you kind of want to. This is a cool effect right here. It kind of just puts the blue on the outside of it, so you can like that. I think that's cool. See, Seth. That's pretty cool. I like that. And I don't know. This is kind of, you just tweak stuff. You might already know this. If you know Blender, then you know this. You can just do so much stuff with this, And one thing that's cool I'm going to show you is if you just take this and you use an emission, right? So you put in an emission, and you maybe you do red. Well, that's kind of a strong red. Really, too strong of a red. I don't like colors that are too strongly kind of blind, I think it's a. But anyways, go to the background, turn it down. See, and you got this. And maybe you want a different color, whatever you want. And I don't know. I mean, it can kind of get weird too. So I think blue is a good inviting color. Like, Twitter is blue, Facebook's blue, YouTube's red. Maybe it's a reason for their success. Because red is a very, attractive color. It's a very, I don't know. I'm just talking. Red. Yeah, but I was just gonna, okay, I kind of contradict myself now because I was gonna do bloom. And if I was to do bloom, this pointiness doesn't work in Eevee. But for this lighting effect, if I just took a noise, right? I think it's actually compiling. Yeah, see how it's doing that? It sort of looks like it's heated metal or something, like part of it's hot. And you can actually grab a like this, I guess this doesn't matter anymore, but yeah, you can take this and maybe say, you can do like these different color combinations, and you would actually have to add a texture. So it's just the whole process that I've kind of developed is just a combination of color ramps and noise textures and stuff. I should have just duplicated one of the other ones. We'll see how it sort of, it just mixes the colors. And that doesn't really look that great, but it looks alright. It looks interesting. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like you can do whatever you want. Then you can plug textures into textures into textures. You can take any of these if you didn't know, and you can plug it in here. It's like even a brick. Get fancy. Get, whatever. I don't know. It does weird stuff. It just does different stuff. You plug different stuff. See, look at that. That's so cool. And also another thing you can do. So this is one effect, and I'm just gonna show you this real quick. If you turn up the brightness, see, that looks so cool, man. And then you go to bloom, right? Go to bloom, and you turn. Sometimes you have to really turn it up to 10 here. See, look at this. Look, that looks kind of American, But look at that bloom. You can kind of do a little subtle. That looks amazing. So watch. This is cool. If you, it's compiling it. Maybe I should edit this video to not include that. But see, look at this. It's going to look American. It's going to look like, it's going to be red, white, and blue. And you can do any variations of this, you know. But look at that. There's not a more American Seth text out there. Look at that. Looks so interesting. But see, part of the thing too is if you go over here and you mix colors. So here's an added effect. And you know, you kind of, to a certain extent, you don't need to mix materials so much as just mix the color. You know, so you take the color. The compiling is getting so annoying. But there's a lot going on. Oh, I don't even know what I did now. It's being stupid because it's like taking time to. It's taking its sweet time. That's what it's doing, and I'm confused here as to what's going on. Oh, it's getting all. But yeah, you know, you just mix this. Ugh. I should edit this video and take out all this loading stuff. And then, oh, it's still compiling. God. And then, you know, yeah, so you can mix these two. You can mix the colors. I don't really want to get too much into all this stuff, but I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You know? You can't really, it's kind of hard to see, but maybe if I did. Oh, you know what it is? It's this factor. Oh, shit. Oh. It's this factor right here. So it will mix these two. And green and blue is not. Maybe white. Yeah. Keep us. Yeah. So that'll mix the two colors. It's kind of hard to see when, you know, when everything gets really small and the colors are mixing, the textures get small, it can be hard to see. So, but you can mix them. Oh yeah, I need a color ramp in there too. You need like 1,000,000 color ramps for this. But yeah. And yeah, as usual, yeah, now you can see it, how it's sort of mixing it. You know, and you could put a red one in there too. So that'll add an even more of an effect. But the bloom can get kind of blinding. I think that's probably good. It's really subtle. Okay, so now this is like super awesome. See, and then if you know how to do the displacement, you can put like, well, see, I don't want to mix another one, but you can put the dents in it, like so it's missing parts of it. So you would have to mix another one with this if you wanted to do that as well. But see, I'm gonna show you. But see, you would just turn up, like you have this one. So say I go back to this, or okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Or you know what? Here. So if you mix these two, not these two, these two. So you mix these two, right? It's going to do what we had before, but you turn up the bump on this, and see it'll I think you might know what I'm talking about already, but it'll make it so it's, you know, this, it's rougher in some spots, so it'll be like it has parts of it taken out and stuff. But it really depends on how you do the slider and stuff. But see how it kind of does that effect? and then you just kind of, whatever. Sometimes it's better to have it low so it's like bigger parts out of it. That's a really cool effect. You can also animate this by pressing I, right? You press I right here. This is a cool thing too, because if you press I, you can animate. I'm going to mention this. You can animate any of this stuff, okay? So I think a lot of people don't know this. If you press I on here to create a keyframe, see how it's yellow? And say you come over here, press I. Ooh. And I'm in cycles, so let me switch. Oh no, I'm in Eevee. So look at this. Oh, wait. Let's do simple. Okay, so I basically didn't animate this one. But look. Oh. Failure. No. Yeah. Yeah. See if it does it. See how it animates it? So you can do that, but watch. This is also cool. So you can do this for an intro or something. You can play around with this stuff. But see, I'm going to show you something else that maybe people don't know. Is you can animate the color. Ooh, blue. And you want to go to red. Red. I. Yellow. Keyframe. Oh. Doesn't look more American than that, does it? You can do that with anything. Well, I don't know if you... Oh, yeah, see? Look, you can even do it with this. That's how versatile this program is. See? Look at that change. Look at that transformation. You know what? I'm going to even give you a bonus. Here, check this out. Displace. No. You can animate any of this stuff. Let's see. Go to Simple Deform. You know what? This is going to be the advanced tutorial. This is advanced tutorial now. So you go to Simple Deform, add in an empty, plane axis, empty. Grab that empty. Oh my god, look at that. Add in a keyframe. Lock rod scale. Press I, lock rod scale. And this is for the empty. Oh my gosh, look at that animation. But see, here's another thing. I'm going to show you something cool. If you didn't know. So I'll press N, bring this out. Well, you actually press I, but go to the graph editor and create a modifier on this. Press N, go to graph editor, N, modifier, add modifier, noise. Watch. And this will move the empty. So the empty is correlating. Okay, that's way too much. The empty is correlating to the... You can do combinations. Whatever you want to do, man. And see, you do it on different rotation locker scale. See that? Now it looks like a whirlpool. And see, what you can do is add multiple empties. And see, when you go to this, where's the damn thing? So you go over here and you can do twist, bend, stretch. See how it does that? It does like a different... See, and that'd be cool for an intro if you had your logo or whatever and it's like Seth Tutorials. And maybe I could do something else with it, right? But see how it does that? But, and see, I'm not really trying to make anything really that I would that I would use. I'm not really trying to do that here. I'm just giving you examples of stuff you can do. See? Oh, okay. So you get weird results. See that? See that? It's cool. But see, I have the background on dark right now, so you actually would want this because I have the background dark, so the emission. See that? Look how cool that is. It's cool. And that's just some examples of stuff you can do. I don't know if I'm going to export this, but... Well, that's the end of the tutorial. I hope you got something out of it. There's a ton of possibilities. You can mix anything in here. And I'm just going to mention one more thing. If you put in a transparent shader here, then you have to have the shader on the right. If you go down to the shader, you have to have this on the right one. Now there's a bunch of different stuff you can choose here. Alpha blend. I think it's alpha blend. But basically, when you mix this with the transparent, mix this with the transparent, it'll make part of this transparent. So basically, you won't see it. I know it looks a little bit weird. You can get some really weird results. But you have to kind of slide this around, and it's taking so long. Oh, see here. So it's taking out the brick texture. See how it's doing that? It's making part of it transparent. So that's another effect you can do. There's just so many possibilities with this sort of technique, and there's a lot of different stuff you can do. So that's really all I got. This is my first tutorial. Thanks for watching, if anybody even does watch it. But anyways, thank you, and have a good day.